welcome you all. Today we are going to discuss about selection. It is also one of the important aspect of human resource management. In this concept, we are going to learn about what are various things that are going to discuss in this concept are meaning and definition of selection, selection procedure, steps in scientific selection process, along with that selection tests, and the difference between recruitment and selection, and what are the common mistakes that are happened while selection in the organization. These are the flow of today presentation. And now we will start about selection meaning. What is selection? Selection means a process of picking individuals, a process of picking individuals with requisite qualifications and competencies to fill the vacancies in the organization. Here, if you observe the image, here we are having a group of individuals. Group of individuals. Among the group of individuals, we have to pick the right candidate who is going to suitable for the job. That is what a simple meaning of selection. Selection is a process of picking individual among the pool of job applicants. These are the pool of job applicants. Out of this pool of job applicants, we are going to pick up the single individual. The single individual who is going to fit for the job in the organization. That is what the meaning of selection. Now we will see the definition of selection. According to O. Donnell, he defines selection as a process of choosing from among the candidates from both within and outside the organization. Both within and outside the organization, the most suitable person for current job requirement as well as the future requirement. It all depends upon the organization. Whether the vacancies are there now, we have to fill with the candidates at present, or else in a future course of time, if you are having any kind of requirement, we have to fill the candidates. That is how we are going to have the candidates both within and outside the organization, and among those individuals, we are going to filter, and finally we are going to select the particular individual who is going to fit for the job in the organization. That is what the definition given by O. Donnell. Both, it's a process of choosing from among the candidates from within the organization or from outside, the most suitable person for the current position as well as or for the future position in the organization. That is what the definition given. Now we will see what is the selection procedure. The selection procedure, we are going to come across to know about information of the candidate in terms of what are the qualifications of the candidate and how much experience that the candidate possessing, and what are the physical and mental ability. See, the physical qualities are not required for all the jobs. Only few jobs are going to require the physical height, weight, vision, voice, audibility. All these things are required for some of the jobs. Along with that, the nature and behavior of the candidate, knowledge and ability or aptitude of the individual, and alike. All these are going to judge whether the given applicant is suitable for the job or not. That is what selection procedure. And here they are using several methods and various steps. Now we will see what are the various steps that are involved in a selection process. In a scientific selection process, they are going to follow various sort of steps. Before selecting a candidate, first we have to know what sort of jobs that are having in the organization. That will be analyzed with the help of job analysis. By this job analysis, we know about what kind of jobs that are there in the organization. What type of jobs that are there in the organization. Based on that, we have to identify for that job performance how many number of employee. That means we want number of employees that are going to be required. This requirement we are going to assess with the help of human resource planning. It is also called as HRP. And after assessing the number of candidates and the qualifications of the particular individuals, how many number required, then we will go for a recruitment notification. This recruitment notification we will give either a print media or electronic media, or directly we will go and recruit the candidates from the organizations or institutions or campus drives. All those sort of methods we are going to use to recruit the candidates. Once we are recruited, that means the recruitment notification is given, then the number of people that are going to apply for the job. Now we have to assess or we have to filter the candidates who are applied for the job in the organization. That is what actually the selection process takes place. Now here see, after analyzing job analysis, human resource planning and recruitment, they will develop the basis for selection. Basis means what sort of qualities and type of jobs that are available in the organization, and by giving recruitment advertisement, immediately they will receive number of applications. These applications we will also call as a resume or curriculum vitae or biodata. There is a slight difference is there between all these things. Resume means 1 or 2 page description of the biodata of the concerned candidate. Curriculum vitae means a detailed 3 or 4 pages explanation about the achievements or the objectives of the concerned candidate who are applying for the job. And after getting the application, they are going to follow all these screening steps. And these screening steps is not necessary to follow by all the organizations in the same manner, because these steps vary from one company to the other company, because it's all depend. It's a tailor-made system for each and every company. For a company, they will follow only 4 or 5 steps. For a company, they will follow only 2 steps. That all depends upon company and the requirement of the jobs. Now we will see, after receiving the application, the next step is written examination, followed by a preliminary interview and business games, tests, final interview, and after final interview, they will conduct a medical examination. This medical examination is not required for all the job. Only few jobs, the medical examination or medical tests are going to be done. And after medical examination, line manager decision where the candidate is going to fit for on which job, and finally the job offer will be given to the employee. And during this line manager decision, they will assess whether the employee is going to fit. That means they are going to assess the fit between the job and the candidate. That means which job is going to fit and what sort of qualifications that the candidate is having. He is specialized on HR, whether he is fit for HR department, or if his qualifications are of marketing, whether he is going to fit for marketing. Likewise, depending upon the qualification, the type of job that they are going to assess. These are all steps that are going to included in selection process. Now, these steps one by one we will see what is application, written exam, preliminary interviews, and all those things we will discuss in detail step by step. First one is application. Application which gives detailed information about the employee. And in this application form, what sort of information that the candidate is going to mention. The candidate is going to mention about biographical information. Biographical information means the name, father name, as well as the contact information, age, and other sort of related languages known, every information that comes under the biographical information. Second thing is educational qualification. Suppose if you are a fresh graduate who is coming out of the college, you have to mention all your SSC plus 2 as well as degree. Suppose if you are a master graduate, you are also going to mention the master graduate qualification also. Likewise, each and every qualification That means a benchmark of each and every education you are going to mention in a chronological order. And after mentioning your educational qualification, next is your work experience. This work experience also you have to mention right in a such a way, right from the latest to the last one. Suppose if you are having a 15 years of experience, latest experience you are going to mention at present which company you are going to work, that you are going to mention first, and it will be followed by remaining all other companies. Likewise, work experience you have to mention, and pay and other prerequisites. This pay and prerequisites you have to mention subjected to if they are asked in a recruitment notification. Then only we have to mention, or else it is going to take into the negative sense by the employer who are selecting your candidature. That is the reason why this pay and other prerequisites you have to mention subjected to if they are asked how much you are going to draw on in the previous employment. Then only we have to mention in the application form. Next, additional information. Apart from work experience, educational qualification, if you possess any additional certification course, or you have achieved anything, something great in your employment period in a previous organizations or institutions, or even during your education, if you achieved any something great, that all you are going to mention in additional information. As of now, today's scenario, many people are mentioning that what are the additional skills like computer skills they are going to possess, because computer skills are mandatory for today's job market. And finally, reference. These references also subjected to we have to mention based on the requirement, or whether they are specifically mentioned that you have to send the resume along with the reference. Then only we have to mention this reference. And when we are going to mention these references, we have to take the permission of the person whose name we are going to mention on the reference list. On this reference, we have to mention the name of the candidate as well as their designation and their contact information as well as a mail address. And before mentioning, you have to call the concerned people. Their credentials are mentioning for reference purpose. If not, what is going to happen if any of employer, after looking about your resume, if they want to know about yourself in detail, they will call to your reference numbers. And if they doesn't know so and so particular individual, suppose they call about sir, we are calling for so and so company, can you know about so and so person? If they are not unable to recognize your name, definitely it will be gives a negative impression. And at the time of mentioning these references, you have to mention the references the person who you know well. Suppose if you are a fresh graduate, you can mention your faculty names in the reference column. And if you are an experienced candidate, you are going to mention your boss. And subjected to, when you are mentioning your boss, you should have proper relation with your boss and you. Then only we have to mention your boss contact information and mail ID in the reference. And before mentioning, you have to inform those individuals. These are all the list of elements you are going to mention in application form. Next is written examination. Why written examination? Because when number of candidates who are applying for the job, if there are more number, and we have to filter those number at very large. For example, if we are having a requirement of 20 candidates, and for these 20 positions, you have received 2000 applications. How we are going to filter? Is that we are not call all the people for an interview and we have to a face-to-face interaction with each and every individual and filter these 20 candidates. Written examination is very easy to filter the candidates out of a large pool to a simple or required number of individuals. And in this written examination, they use it to measure about the candidate abilities in terms of the arithmetical calculation, whether they are good at in calculation and reasoning, arithmetic or logical reasoning, and the candidate attitude towards the job, whether he is really interested for the job or not, that we can easily identify. Next, knowledge on various discipline. Suppose if you are of a particular specialization, they will ask about the questions on the particular functional area. Then they will test about your knowledge on that particular functional aspect. Next is the general knowledge and English language, because nowadays English is must ensured. That is the reason why English is also one of the aspect that they are going to mention in written examination. These are the things which are mentioned in a written examination. After this written examination, the next step is preliminary interview. Preliminary interview is the interaction, informal interaction with the candidate and the employer. Here, only the basic information they are going to be a known. That what you are going to mention on application or CV or resume, that information is correct or not. And they will cross check that the credentials or the education qualifications and what you are mentioned on a resume. This is a basic interaction with the employer, and they know about the applicant's goal, skills, and even the qualifications. That is going to benefit for the organization. And along with this, a preliminary interview is possible in a result in a no decision, and at the same time, it is not at all a final decision. See, but it is not able to result in a final yes decision. Just it is to know about the initial or basic information about the employee. That is the reason why preliminary interviews are going to happen, to know about how the candidate, the qualifications, whether they are mentioned is correct or not. And after this preliminary interview, the next step is business games. In a business games, they are conducting a lot of things. And of course, all these business games are not conducted in the same sort of interview. Maybe a chance one or other company may conduct among any of these business games. Why these business games are conducted in an organization? To know about how the individuals are having a ability, judgment skills, decision making skills, or if they are really working for teams or not. They are having a team working capacity or not. That is the reason why these business games are going to conduct. And these are the various business games: group discussions, sensitivity method, case study, role play, in basket, and simulation. Group discussion, and of course it is also one of the screening activity in a selection process. In group discussion, 8 or 10 people will be given on a particular topic, and they know about how well the individuals are speaking. That is what, by conducting a group discussion, they are going to know about whether the candidate is speaking effectively, and whatever he is speaking, he is influencing the others. And if any sort of problem will be there on a particular topic, is they are finding number of alternatives for the particular problem or not. That skills they are going to be assessed by conducting group discussion. Next is a sensitivity. Sensitivity is a method how the other people are feeling. That we are going to be understand. That means a degree of openness and the tolerance level of other individual. That we are going to know by conducting this sensitivity games. Next is a case study, a real life situations or real life market problems they will be given, and they know how far the candidate is assessing. By conducting this case study method or case study game method, they know their analytical skills, judgment skills, and decision making skills. This case study, whether a problem is there, whether that particular product or any employee problems are there, how far he is analyzing the case, and how far he is making a judgment. Like that, they are going to be known the different sort of skills by conducting a case study. And in a case study, no answer is wrong because each and every individual is having his or her own point of view. That means how other people are thinking, that is not possible by the same other individual think in a same manner. That is the reason why here in a case study they will all know about in what sort of aspects they are going to be assessing the particular problem. That is what they can know about in case study method and role play. In this role play method, they are going to given a problematic situation and how the people are maintaining a relations with one another and how far they are going to show this emotional ability or emotional contact with the others. Especially in a role play, they will check about the relations they are maintaining with the other human beings. Human relation skills are going to be assessed by conducting a role play method and in basket method. And the in basket method, they will be given number of problems which are mentioned on a piece of paper and put into the basket, and they will ask the candidate to pick one by one the particular cheats and all, and whatever the problem is there in that particular sheet, for that problem they have to judge. They have to come up with a solution. That is called, that is the reason why it is called as a assessing of situational judgment and social relation, decision making, and even problem solving. That is what in basket games or in basket method. And finally, a simulation method. Simulation method means here we are creating an imaginary situation of a real time work. Simulation means we are creating a imaginary situation of a real work life, and in that particular imaginary situation, how they are going to encounter with the problem and all. That is why it is known as encountering skills that are going to be assessed. In an imaginary situation, how the people are going to face that particular situation, that they are going to be assessed. That is why business games are going to conduct in the organizations by assessing various sort of skills. Now, the next, after business games, we will see about the tests. These tests are very, very important in an organization to know about how far the candidates are having a specific knowledge on different aspects. See here, a test is a sample of an aspect of an individual behavior, along with that the performance or attitude. It can also be a systematic procedure by comparing the behavior of two or more persons. By giving a test or assessment, we can able to know that who is going to performing very well. That is very easy for the organization, right? And the purpose of the test is ultimately they are going to have individuals are different in their job related abilities, because no individuals are having the same kind of abilities though they are working for a number of years in the same organization. That is the reason why the individuals are different in their job related abilities, along with that skills, and that these skills can be adequately and accurately measured. Whether these skills they are possessing or not, that their accuracy level is going to measure by conducting the test. And in test, there are different types are there. The different types of tests are categorized into 4 types. Those are, first one is achievement test or intelligent test. Second one is aptitude or potential ability test. Third one is personality test. And fourth one is a interest test. Depends on the type of job or type of candidate qualifications and skills. They will conduct any of these 4 tests. Now we will see these tests one by one. Now first we will see what is achievement test. Achievement test means it is useful to measure the value of a specific achievement. It is useful to measure the value of specific achievement when an organization wishes to employ the particular candidate into the organization. Right. When they are going to measure the employee, they are going to test about the job knowledge test. For example, if you are having the experience in an accounts department, they will conduct on accounts the detailed information. They will conduct by 20 or 30 questions for a period of 30 minutes, and they will assess whether you are having a good knowledge about the job or not. For example, if you are working on a data entry operator, then they will test about how far the computer shortcuts that are going to be used and all. That is how the job knowledge test they use it to conduct for the experienced candidates. Next thing is work sample test. They will test about the work or sample work of a particular individual, asking them to write or to type write, because the second lower level grade or office employees, they will test about this kind of test to know about work, how effectively they are performing in the organization. See, the writing exercises, whether they are good enough to write or to draft the letters in the organization, memos, or any circulars, whether they will know all this knowledge or not. That is the reason why these achievement tests are conducted in the organization to know about the job and work of a particular employee. The next tests are aptitude test. In the aptitude test, they will be given a series of questions, and this test is helps to measure the individual has the capacity or the latent ability. Sometimes in interview, whatever the conversation or the discussion we had with the candidate, we cannot assess the full information about the job. That is the reason why these aptitude or potential ability tests are going to be conducted, and these tests are categorized into mental test, like it is also called as IQ measures, reasoning or arithmetic. They will conduct, and they will test about the intelligent quotient of a individual. Second is mechanical aptitude test. Mechanical, how far you are going to work on the particular machinery, that they are going to be easily judged. The dynamics of a particular machinery they are going to measure easily. And the third one is psychomotor test or skill test. Psychomotor test or skill test means, for example, in some of the movies we are seeing that the particular hero is going to be given number of spare parts of the particular two-wheeler. He is going to assemble all the spare parts into a one automobile or one two-wheeler. Likewise, here by giving all the spare parts, they will give a time also. And that particular time, whether he is able to assemble all the spare parts or not. Though that is the reason why those kind of skills they use it to measure by conducting this psychomotor test. All these three types of tests they are going to conduct to know about the aptitude or the potential ability of the particular individual in the organization. After this aptitude test, next is personality. Personality means to test about the emotional status of the candidate in the organization. Here, they are going to determine the various aspects of a personality, and each and every aspect they will take it into very crucial. Right. Here, these tests, personality tests are categorized into objective test and projective test. In objective test, they will be given a series of questions based on the response that the candidate is given. They will be assessed that that particular individual is going to fall under particular personality. Likewise, we are testing for leadership qualities also, or leadership styles also. They will be given a series of questions, and based on the response given by you, whether you are going to follow into the autocratic, democratic, or bureaucratic, or laissez-faire, different kind of leadership styles. Likewise, here in objective test, they will be given a series of questions like I am easygoing, I have high standards, I enjoy time alone. That means if you are going to accept this, I enjoy time alone, that means you are not at all fit for the team oriented work. Because here you are mentioned that I enjoy time alone. Here you are going to mention strongly disagree. Okay, right. You are ready for working with the group of individuals. That is reason why these objective tests are going to mention to know about how far the individual is having a good relations with the organization or not. Second, other types of tests is projective test. These projective tests are, they will be given a sample image or simple image, and they are asking the particular candidate to draft about a story or a perception about the particular image. This conducting this projective test by using this kind of images, this is also called as a TAT. What is TAT? TAT means thematic apperception test. Thematic apperception. Here they will be given a theme, and they will ask the employee or ask the candidate to draft a essay. What he is going to be perceived out of the particular image. By looking at this simple image, we can able to understand that deforestation. Deforestation. Some people will tell that deforestation. Some of the other students, they will tell that it is a global warming. See, after deforestation, definitely the global warming is going to be came into existence. That is the reason why different people are having different kind of perception by looking at a simple image or not. That is how they will test all their analytical skills or examination skills or observation skills by conducting this tests. Personality test, and finally interest test. These interest tests depends upon the hobbies or occupation or even the type of job that individual are going to be performed, and even the recreational activities that what you are going to performed when you are free. That is why in interviews also they will ask about what are your hobbies. Some people will tell that I am having a habit of reading newspaper or reading of books. How it is going to help? The reading of newspaper or reading of books, which helps to increase knowledge and communication or vocabulary of the particular individual. For suppose if you are having an interest of playing cricket, definitely you have to coordinate among the team members. Suppose if you are having a interest of chess playing, you are having a good judgment or good strategic levels in a particular aspect. That is why interest tests are conducted based on the inventories of your likes and dislikes. That is how there are conducting tests in the organization. And in this test, there are 4 types of tests are there: interest test, personality test, aptitude test, and achievement test. After this conducting of test, the next step is final interview. The name itself indicates that final. That means last. Your last interview, and this final interview makes a point gathered before you are going to hire in the organization. That means the final decision they used to take to hire into the organization or not. And it is going to decide jointly in a meeting with the entire interview team whether you are going to be extended or offer or not. That is what about final interview. And after final interview, they will conduct medical examination. These medical examination are conducted for certain jobs. These medical examinations are conducted for certain jobs where they are going to be assess the physical qualities, like whether you are having a clear vision or not, and at the same time perfect hearing or unusual stamina or even tolerance of hard working condition, whether you are able to tolerate the hard working conditions or not, and even clear tone. See, these sort of qualities are not required for all the jobs. It may vary from one job to the another job. Suppose clear vision. If you are applying for a pilot job, definitely you should have a proper clear vision and the physical quality, physical fitness. Suppose if you are applying for defense or police department, you should have a height, weight and everything, the stamina, ultimate stamina of you, and working condition, tolerance of hard working condition. Suppose if you are working for in coal mines, definitely you have to have a strong working conditions there that you have to bear, and even clear tone. For BPO jobs and all, everyone should have a clear voice, which the caller is going to understand your tone. All these things are going to assess in a medical examination, or if you are having any kind of hereditary diseases or not, that also they are going to be known in a medical examination. These medical examinations are not conducted for all the jobs, and in this medical examination they reveals whether or not a candidate possesses the above mentioned qualities or not, whether you are physically fit or not, having proper clear vision or not, and proper hearing or not. All they are going to be assessed in medical examination. Now after this medical examination, the immediate step was a line manager decision. As of now, we have seen the various steps of selection, that is how applications, written examinations done, preliminary interview, and what are the various business games and types of tests, how the final interview, and what are the elements that are seen in medical examination. And after this medical examination, almost all 95 to 99% your job was confirmed. Finally, why the line manager decisions are required means they are known that you are going to fit on which functional area. You are going to fit in a which functional area. It's all depend upon your qualification. Once they are known, you are going to fit for the particular job, immediately they are going to give a job offer, that is called employment into the organization. These are the various sort of steps that are involved in scientific selection process. Next we will see what are the differences between recruitment and selection. In the previous class we discussed about recruitment. Now we are discussed about selection. There is in usually this recruitment and selection, the words are used interchangeably, but there is a basic difference is going to exist. What is that basic difference? Recruitment is a process of identifying and making the potential candidate to apply for the job. Recruitment is a simple, we have seen the definition, process of identifying the candidates and make them, stimulating them to apply for the job in the organization. But whereas selection is process of choosing the right candidate, choosing the right candidate for the vacant position in the organization. That is the meaning of both recruitment and selection. The other difference exists is the recruitment is called as a positive process. The recruitment is called as a positive process, whereas selection is called as a negative process. Why recruitment is a positive and why selection is a negative? Because in a recruitment we are stimulating the candidates to apply for the job in the organization. That means each and every aspirant who wants a job, definitely they are applying for the job. That is the reason why it is called as a positive process. See, the approach is attracting as many as candidates as possible. We are attracting the candidates to apply for the job. But whereas selection is a negative process, because whoever applied for the job in the organization, we are going to screen them. We are going to screen the individuals. Out of 2,000 applicants, ultimately, finally, we are going to screen for 20 employees, which is our requirement in the organization. That means near about 1,980 employees candidature we are going to reject in the organization. That is the reason why recruitment is positive process and selection is a negative process. These are the basic differences between recruitment and selection. And the last element that which we are going to discuss on the selection concept is the screening mistakes in selection. Screening mistakes or problems that are happened in a selection. Those problems are selecting the candidates with the exaggerated resumes. Exaggerated in the sense overrated. Overrated. Some people, they are going to mention in resumes many more things they will add and they will keep in a resume. But actually, when they are joined in the organization, then only we are going to came to know that whether they are not having all those sort of qualities of the particular candidate to perform the job. That is the reason why selecting candidates with exaggerated resumes is one of the mistake. And next is not asking right questions. It is a problem of a interviewer. They are going to ask the right questions to get the right candidate. If they are not asking the right questions, ultimately the fit for the job and fit for the candidate is a mismatch. Next, interviewing respondents whose temperaments or personalities are wrong for the job. Suppose if you are in the interview panel, if you temperaments and personalities towards a particular job is not up to the mark, again it is a negative or problem in a selection. Next, relying only on interview. Some candidates who are coming for interview with a thorough preparation and all. And whatever the questions we are going to ask, they will answer very well. That means those 5 to 10 minutes of interaction does not make a right judgment between the candidate and the job. That is the reason why we are not relying only on interview. We are going to conduct the other sort of tests also. Depends upon the type of job. Next is not checking references. Some people, they won't check any references and all. If we are not checking the references, we doesn't know how far he is performing in a previous employment or in a previous organization. If he is not performing well and whatever he is answered in interview, all the things are very good. If you recruit, for suppose in a future course of time, he is involved in any one or the other unethical practices or he is passed the confidential information of the organization to our competitor, again it is a big problem. Apart from these screening mistakes, some are the other mistakes are there. Those are again discounting an overqualified person for the position. Sometimes by looking at our applications and all, we use it to reject the candidature because we asked about degree qualification. Sometimes PG qualified people also, they will apply. Likewise, if you are not taking into the consideration of those people, definitely it is a problem. And next, lack of communication among the hiring authorities. Lack of communication among the hiring authorities. Because in a selection process, we have seen after following the number of steps, finally the decision will be laid in the hands of line manager. Because he can able to judge which job he is going to fit or not. That is why there should be having a proper communication between the people who are doing or who are involved in a hiring process. Next, succumbing to the I need someone right now. Succumbing means it is a kind of syndrome. We are not planned in advance. We are not planned in advance. When actual work start, then we are going to hurry and work for the search for the people and who will come. For them we are going to recruit. Earlier, the qualified people also, they will come and ask for, they will submit their application forms to you. But you are not in a position to recruit those candidates. But if you are not planned well, that is the reason why you are going to hurry at the last moment, and who are available and who are going to be come for that particular interview, among those individuals only you have to select. That is what succumbing, I need someone right now syndrome has to be avoided. This kind of syndrome is going to avoided, and to avoid that particular syndrome you have to plan in advance. Next, failing to provide a detailed and accurate job description. Some people, they are some organization, especially the HR department, they are not in a position to give right job description, what sort of qualities and qualifications that are required to perform the particular job. Qualities and qualifications, that is a specification. Job description means duties and responsibilities they are performed. If they are not mentioned this job description, definitely the candidates, right candidates, they won't apply because they don't know. They are having knowledge on particular aspect, and if they are not mentioned, subjected to the right candidates or not in a position to apply for the job. And finally, not selling the job. It is the requirement of the HR department or the organization. They are going to promote their jobs in the organization. That is why in recruitment also, some of the companies, they will come to the educational institutions and they will motivate. That is called pre-interview talk. In the pre-interview talk, they will tell about how the organization and how the work life in the particular organization, so that the people or the students are going to stimulate, definitely they will attend for the interview. That is the reason why they are, that means the companies has to sell or promote themselves. If not, it is one of the mistake for a selection. These are the various sort of screening mistakes which come across in a selection process. Before concluding the selection concept, let us see what are the various aspects that we are discussed in today's class. Meaning and definition of selection, selection procedure, steps involved in scientific selection process, the difference between recruitment and selection, and screening mistakes in selection process. Before concluding, the quotation given by Bill Gates, the key for success of any organization to become number one means the company has always been hiring very smart people. That is the reason why for selection we have to take a utmost importance. Thank you very much.